Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.
Good morning, I am Bandula Jayasekara. My jolly good friend and colleague Faraz Shaukat Ali is on vacation and I am standing in for Faraz Shaukat Ali. The president of this country says more women are drinking beer. I think what do we say? We should say hip 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 hooray. Having said that, let's welcome our guest, former minister and ambassador Mrs. Fairil Ashraf. Good morning, Ms. Ashraf.
Good morning to you, Bandula.
Now, are you still in politics or are you out of politics?
I'm retired, so enjoying retirement at home.
What made you leave politics?
I don't know, Bandula, I kind of feel that there is a time for everyone and then there is a time to step down also. So I felt that whatever that I had been doing was good enough and that there were younger people to take over. So step down.
Yes, so did the present government invite you or the joint opposition? Have they invited you?
No, not really, because I think I made myself very clear that I was retiring, and when I meant retiring, I meant retiring. No going halfway.
How do you see the current political scenario? Chaos?
Bandula, that's a very difficult question to answer because, as you know, we Sri Lankans, we are used to this, right? It's a question of a change on and off, but then hardly see a change of policy. But then again, people are happy with whatever that is happening, and then they have their own views about matters. So I just sit back and watch.
But don't you think that this is all a club, the politicians, be it the opposition, the joint opposition, the government, they have their interest and they protect themselves?
But who are these politicians, Bandula? I mean, aren't they a reflection of our own society? I mean, of the people of Sri Lanka? I mean, it's only a reflection, right? I mean, you don't find 225 people being brought down from heaven or hell or wherever. It's just that our people are this. And so this is what we get. We are all this, I guess.
But how can we change it? Now, I know you were forced into politics.
Not really.
I thought you were forced to take the leadership of the SLMC.
But I was always a lover of politics. I mean, my relationship with Ashraf also started because of my interest in politics. So I've always loved politics. I still like it. I'm not one to sit back and say politics is terrible. I still love it. A change has to be a change in the hearts of the people, right? I mean, you may have to find out whether the Sri Lankans really are asking for a change. Big question mark there.
So you mean to say that the voters should be responsible, the ordinary people? Should they take
what do you mean ordinary people? Don't you think we have a duty to educate them, to make them aware of what's happening, the dangers that we pose to our own country? I'm not one to sit here and criticize the politician, Bandula.
You were a politician.
I was.
But you are not a politician anymore.
I'm not, but then I don't, then I'll have to go back to my pet subject of wanting a change in the system of education.
Yeah, I think you should say something about that to our viewers.
Yeah. I mean, I very strongly believe that if at all we want a change in this country, it has to come through education, and we will have to give a more clearer view of the situation of the country to our children. So at least in 20 years' time, we may find a different kind of a generation that would start thinking by itself and not only think of what has been spoon-fed to them, right? Our system of education, I feel, is more of a spoon-feeding, and the results are the regurgitation of whatever that has been fed.
You're trilingual, and don't you think that's important? I think we started a campaign with the late President of India, Abdul Kalam. He was in Sri Lanka, he launched this campaign. How do you see that? I think that's very important to have a trilingual
Of course, to be able to understand each other, right? No point me talking here if the listeners are not able to understand that. So it's important to teach the languages, and it's also important to tell our people where we are heading, right? How far can we go? And I think, you now being in the media, I think media is also very responsible. So media should tell the people the dangers of being what we are right now.
We do all the time.
And not enough, Bandula. I'm not happy with what the media is doing in Sri Lanka.
So what do you expect from the media? You want us to inform more? We are trying to empower people?
Yes, you should give younger people a better platform. You should give these ideas about what we are wanting to the young people. Find out what they feel, the youngsters, especially school children. You know, even America, I mean, look at the kind of publicity they give to the views of the younger people, school children. I mean, recently I saw Michelle Obama has got down some students to the White House to make them, you know, talk or at least read poetry about what they have lost and what they feel, etc., etc. You know, we should give the children a better platform.
I think our people do, but we don't get noticed like in the US. This is what happens, because everything, you know, if they yawn, people take notice. This is what happens.
No, but then, I mean, you with Pathikada and Newsline, you come a long way, right? People are very interested in Pathikada. And you get down all, you know, people like me, the old ones, to come sit and I mean, tell you whatever. I think you should give the younger people a platform so that you know what the younger generation feels about this whole thing.
We'll go for a short break and we'll be back with you in a moment. Welcome back to Newsline. Our guest today is Mrs. Federal Ashraf, a former minister and ambassador. Mr. Ashraf, now we are talking about America. Now, I want to ask you, I remember some time ago there was an American ambassador, his name was Ashley Wills, and he told some foreign ministry people that you should be the president of Sri Lanka. What happened to that? Did you have any ambitions? This is what Ashley Wills said.
Yes, I have always wanted to be the, I mean, at that time when I was young, it was the Prime Minister. We didn't have the presidential system, and then I thought I should be the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka to bring about a change in the whole setup. But it was very flattering to hear the US ambassador telling this, you know. But then another thing to make me happy, perhaps sit by myself and think about that also.
Yeah, now I didn't want to bring this subject up, but since you are here and the viewers, you know, they want to know what's happening to the Sri Lankan Muslim Congress. They will not let me go. I want to talk to you about communal harmony and other things, but I have to ask these questions.
Bandula, when I say I have retired from politics, I really mean that I have retired. But
you can be a political commentator
yes,
now.
Yes, right. I mean, I could only say that if Ashraf was around somewhere watching what's happening, he may be sad.
Yeah, so, but I mean, I want to be, I mean, okay, Rauf is our friend, but don't you think he was, I mean, it was very unfortunate that Ms. Ashraf is no more with us, but don't you think that he was too immature to take on the leadership? You can be diplomatic if you want.
No, the thing is, I mean, people supported him. That was the leadership that the people wanted. So they got what they asked for. And then what happens is later on they feel that he's not mature enough or whatever. Then it's too late, isn't it? Right?
But as you feel, but there are talk of splits in the SLMC. What's the current situation to your knowledge?
I mean, I don't think it's something very specific to the SLMC. In Sri Lankan politics, I find that everybody is a little insecure, right? They're always trying to see that they are there on that hot seat for as long as possible. So another question of being insecure, and then what happens is you're not supposed to, you're not willing to share whatever that is there with you. So I get this is the net result.
Or even to give up, because they want to hold on to.
Yeah, not only give up, no, to be able to share. I mean, I guess that's a national issue that we all have. Nobody wants to share, nobody wants to give up.
They want all the trappings which goes.
Yeah.
So that might end up in a split, and then the people will suffer finally.
I guess, but then people are happy with it.
You think so?
It seems like, no, Bandula, like, I mean, it's so easy to get the attention of the people by telling them all sorts of lies and whatever, giving them a lot of hope and then taking it away from them. But then people seem to be going on with it. I mean, we are still able to take the people on a Right. And I don't know, the truth doesn't seem to help. Because when I was in politics, I think I keep telling people the fact of what is happening. I always believed in telling them the truth, but then that doesn't take you anywhere.
Did Mr. Ashraf start SLMC because the two main parties failed the Muslims, the UNP and the SLFP?
More than failing the Muslims, he always felt that the Muslim voice was not heard, that it was always a party voice that was being heard in Parliament, not the voice of the people. The members who were representing the Muslims had to toe a party line, and thereby certain important issues about the Muslims were not being brought out. So that was the reason why he started the Muslim Congress. But then I must also tell you, Bandula, after some time, after the Muslim Congress became so effective and they were able to, draw the attention of the people of this country, he changed over to wanting to have a national unity alliance. So he always believed in the unity. Yes, he always believed in unity in diversity. So,
but is it heard now? Because if you look at the SLFP and the UNP had really big giants from representing the Muslim community. But is it heard now, or what are these parties doing?
Yeah, we were always, even our former president, President Mahinda Rajapaksa, when after the war, he said, we are not going to have, minority, right? We are going to be Sri Lankans. So it was very hopeful, the message. Like, I, for one, was very happy.
Yeah.
And then also when I worked with former President, Madam Chandrika Kumanatunga, even she was very much for bringing these communities together and so on and so forth. Then...
what happened? What do you think happened?
I think with Madam President, yes, we were going somewhere with trying to bring communities together. But thereafter, after the war, I think a sense of superiority, which is basically an inferiority complex, I guess, set in. And nothing much happened in terms of telling people that hate speech will not be tolerated. I guess that was where we went wrong.
Do you think a certain section hijacked, or let the former president let it simmer and to let things go out of hand?
I don't know what he thought about Bandula, because I was not in touch. Very sad about what happened, but even now I don't know whether we have gone anywhere more than where we were, right? Even if we are hoping to go forward, I think it's rather slow. I'm not at all happy with...
You're not happy with the present situation?
In the sense, with regard to...
it's a national government and everybody is together.
It is. No, it's not about not being happy about the national government. Very good to have national governments. But I think the basic issue of this country of getting communities together, I don't think much has happened.
But why have we failed? We have 5 communities. You take other countries, they have 200. But they are living in peace. Where have we failed? Why have we failed?
Bandula, when a child is 5 years old, the child is told that he or she belongs to a particular community and her friends are all those of the same community. Schools are divided like that. And when they are about 21 years or once they come to university, they are told, hey, you're not this, but you are Sri Lankan, and they find it difficult to understand. What do you expect? I have been telling this all along, Bandula. I always feel that the basic right of a child to live in the country, in that society that he was born into, has been removed from the children in Sri Lanka. They have lost the basic child right of living in a Sri Lankan community. So then...
coming back to your pet subject, education, do we need Sinhala schools, Muslim schools, Tamil schools, like you said? Can't we all unite like these international schools or the private schools?
But Bandula, that's going to take a long time, right, to convince people that we have to have national schools where everybody is together. So at least, if we could include a subject where every day or at least once a week people talk to them about the positive features of living together. At least bring about a change of mind in our young children.
And I have a question from my dear friend Faraz. He's sending this question from the airport.
Oh my God.
He says, aren't the SLMC always opportunistic and always go with the best deal offered to them from the majority party at the time? Good question for us.
Yes, thank you. The best deal, I would like to underline that, Bandula. What he means by the best deal. When Ashraf was there, yes, he went in for the best deal for the community, right? He was able to do so much for the Muslims when he felt that they had not been getting their due share. But thereafter, what Faraz says about best deal is something that I will have to clear with him.
When he returns, we'll go for a short break and we'll be back with you in a moment. Welcome back to Newsline. We are with Mrs. Fairil Ashraf. Mrs. Ashraf, I think viewers want to see your face. They want you to look at the camera.
Okay.
Popular demand, popular request. Now we're talking of this best deal.
Yes.
But SLMC is quiet now. Rauf Hakim is quiet. I thought there was at that time it was Rauf and Hizbullah. We don't even hear of Hizbullah now.
Yeah, maybe everybody is very happy with the present situation and they decided that they could afford to be silent for a while, maybe. Or maybe there are internal issues that they are involved in right now. Maybe, I don't know.
And what is your recipe for communal harmony?
A lot of awareness, Bandula. I mean, I always talk about the children.
Yeah.
Yes, school children, yes, they have to be told about the advantages of living together. And, the advantages, the country, how much the country would prosper if we could get over this issue. Then you cannot leave the adults aside. Media has to come in, talk more about the advantages that could come in, right? I mean, take Singapore and all these advanced places. How
Singaporeans.
Yes, how sensitive they are to the various communities living together, issues, right, that could crop up between communities. Even the Prime Minister himself gets involved, on minute matters. So, meaning they're sensitive to
bring
it.
Communal harmony.
Yes, they're very sensitive to it. I mean, they read an oath every day in school, right, about communal harmony, about being Singaporean, about living together. It's not about drowning one or coming up with another, but that we are equal citizens. It's important, isn't it? We all know that this is a singular Buddhist country. Fine, I mean, retain that. But then others are also like, I for one, I don't have another country to go to. This is my country. So that, I should be provided with that confidence that this is my country. I would be treated as an equal and that I would give my due share. So I think something lacking there.
So are you pained? Do you think it's not happening enough?
Not enough. I am pained. I would have expected more of whatever. And you being in the media, Bandula, I truly believe that you would be able to take a step forward,
so
a little faster.
You want a better dialogue?
Better dialogue, younger people, not the same old people who have been talking about this for ages and ages, but bring in the younger people, see what they have to say, and we don't even know what they feel, right? Get them down here, ask them about these issues, have competitions with regard to, communal harmony, listen to school children. I think that needs to be done. But again,
don't you think everything was created by politicians? Even if you look at the past, the ordinary people are living together happily. The ordinary people, they have no issues. You don't think so?
No, Bandula, that's a myth. It's very convenient to think ordinary people are all fine. It's just that the politicians are this. Yes, politicians do create situations, but that is only a reflection of the community because these politicians are able to survive, right? People vote them over and over again, meaning they are very happy with the politician who is representing them. So how come we sit and say, oh, it's the politician who does it all, but the you know, ordinary people are fine. No, Bandula, ordinary people are not fine. They are
You think
with
there
this.
is a problem?
Oh yes, there is a problem. There is a problem.
Now, I also want to ask you, I don't know whether you like to answer this, but certain sections try to, when you embassy in Singapore, they try to create problems for you. But I know, in my little way, I think I defended you from wherever I was.
Yes.
What happened? I mean, I thought this was very unfair by you.
Yeah, but then I didn't take much notice, and then it dies a natural death. I mean, you know, they try to rouse up something and they expect you to respond to it, and then of course then it becomes a dialogue, or it becomes, you know, the controversy. But I didn't respond to it. I just let it go, and then they forgot about me, I guess.
But if you look at the other way, I mean, I was brought up and I was taught to be Sri Lankan. I go with the Sri Lankan idea. I don't want to say I'm Sinhalese or I'm a Sri Lankan. But to ask this question, now take the Sri Lankan Muslims. They speak all three languages. Don't you think they can be a real bridge?
Of course, I still believe that they should be the bridge, and I truly believe that
They want you to look at the camera.
and the SLMC, I mean, I knew that Ashraf wanted the SLMC to be the bridge in bridging these two communities. I truly believe that we still can do it, and when I was a politician, that is exactly what I did. And but unfortunately, it's not something that the people are giving priority to.
But how long can we live like this?
Yes, can't afford to lose hope, Bandula. Still keep talking, and I'm generally at home, so nobody hears me. But I guess in the media is not doing a good job at all about bringing.
Everybody is blaming the media. How come? And you take, I mean, I don't know how to harp on I'm sure you watch this, the government, the project, how we are reaching out where the politicians have failed. We are trying our best.
No, it's unfair for me to sit here and criticize Gammadda. It's nice of Gammadda to do whatever, but that's not a question of politicians having failed, right? Because maybe there are 10 villages that have not been cared for, and you go into one village and give a lot of publicity, right? So you have the TV with you, so you give a whole lot of publicity.
Have everything.
No, Bandula, no, I don't agree. You are doing, Gammadda is also doing something. That's what I would say.
So you're saying politicians haven't failed?
I mean, generally as a nation, we have failed. Right? We have failed. Like, I mean, but I'm optimistic. Maybe something will come up somewhere. But I don't want to give credit to anybody like other than the politician to say they are doing a better job. We are all in this game, Bandula. Politics
it's a game.
Yeah, politics has crept into almost everything, right? I mean, the fabric, most of the threads are political, I guess, right?
So we are a highly politicized society.
We are a highly politicized society, and that is why I'm telling you, the media has to get out of this biased position, right? It has to talk to the general Sri Lankan community and not have, you know, underlying agendas and whatever.
This country is full of agendas. This country is full of agendas. This country is full of agents.
I know.
This country is full of conspirators and
No, conspirators, I don't believe.
Conspiracies.
No, I don't believe in these conspiracies. But anyway, Bandula, I am truly expecting you to do a better job of bringing communities together. Give this platform to
So why don't you
people.
come out of retirement, Mr. Ashraf?
I said retired.
Retired.
So no coming back.
So you can always people do that.
Give this platform to the younger generation.
What is your relationship with the current president? Have you met him, and has he invited you to help him?
No. I have no contact with any one of these people.
Not even Chandrika Kumaratunga?
No. I haven't met Madam in a very long time. Not that I'm keeping away from her, but then...
Looks like you are running away from the politicians.
No. I'm not running away from anybody, Vandula. I'm very happily sitting back at home, watching everybody on TV and reading the newspapers and being happy.
Yeah. But what I'm sure you have a lot of hopes for people of Sri Lanka.
Of course.
What are your hopes
If there is
and
something,
dreams?
that I can do, if I can contribute in any way positively, I'm very willing to do that. You know how difficult it was for me to come for this. It was only because Bandula is somebody I found very difficult to say no to.
Thank you.
Difficult Bandula right
And
now.
thank you very much, Mr. Ashraf, for joining us. But I'm telling Rauf Hakim, please listen to her. Please get her advice, and you know, you can get your party together, get your act together. Maybe you have matured, Rauf. So please call her and get her advice. Thank you very much for joining Newsline. Tomorrow we'll be having the ambassador to the Netherlands, Joanne Donnerwood, joining Newsline, and Pathikada. Have a nice day.
Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.